Now, this is something that I've changed my thought process on over the last 4 or 5 years. I've always said, get to the economic buyer. That's the first person you want to meet within an organization. Go to the economic buyer, because if they download you to somebody else, you'll still have access to the economic buyer. Well, it may surprise you, I've actually changed my mind. In today's world, the economic buyer is surrounded by gatekeepers, which it makes it extremely difficult to get to that individual anyway. But there's even a more important reason why I've changed my thought process. I want to find out who the problem owner is. Who is the individual or department that has to live with the result or the product or service that I'm selling? That is the person in which I can create the latent pain. I was working with a call center, and they collected bad debts for like a gas company or whatever, or a credit card company. And they charged 30% of the fee they collected. Their competition charged 25%. And their big issue was, well, we're charging so much more, it's harder for us to sell what we do. So the economic buyer, the CEO, could have chose someone else besides me. I, of course, was higher than my competition. And I'm talking to the owner of the problem, the person who runs the call center, whose bonuses were based upon how good the call center did and all of that. And also the sales VP that was trying to sell that service. So I said, what is the lifetime value of one of your customers? One of your customers' customers. So if it was a gas company or a utility, and somebody would say $20,000. Well, your people are paid more money, and that's one of the reasons you charge 30% versus 25%. And because they're higher quality individuals, they collect money without losing customers for your clients. So if I'm a client and I go to you and say, okay, I want you to collect money for me, but I want you to collect it in such a way that you don't make my customers so angry that they no longer do business with me, because every customer I lose costs me $20,000. Okay? So if the process that you're using can reduce what we call the churn rate by 100 people, that's $2 million. So what's that 5% extra cost? 50 grand. So is it worth $2 million to spend $50,000 of investment? So the lifetime value of a customer. Well, having that conversation with the problem owner really got them excited. I have something to sell. So then that problem owner goes to the economic buyer and says, we need to use this guy. He's got some great answers for us. So the reason I go for the problem owner is when you go to if you build a big enough fire and create enough pain with the problem owner, they will get you access to the economic buyer. But the real benefit of this is when you finally have access to the economic buyer, you already have a built-in champion and coach to help you along the way. That is as good as it gets. So I'm looking to find the owner of the problem first. He will or she will take me to the economic buyer.